Hey guys, it's Olympus the Loomer here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm finally doing a tutorial after how many months? So in this tutorial, we are going to be making this Loomigurumi Pig. This is my original design, and this is actually the latest design that I have. And yeah, this is how this guy looks. I think it turned out really cute. I love it. In today's tutorial, we are gonna be changing some things though. I'm gonna change how we do the arms and the legs, but we're gonna go through that later once we do that part. But for now, let's get started by having our materials set up already as we make this Loomigurumi Pig. So the materials that we are gonna need to make this Loomigurumi Pig are the following. So we are going to obviously use our hook. This is a Loomigurumi design, by the way, so we are mainly going to be using our hook. We are also going to be needing any stitch marker today, and as usual, I will be using my C-clip here. You can use a bobby pin, safety pin, any type, just for you to mark your rows. And you're also gonna need something for the eyes. I'm gonna be using these 9mm pony beads. You can use wrap bands. Just grab 3 bands and wrap them twice on your hook, creating 3 loops, and slide one colored band, the color of your pig, and then you're just gonna slip knot it to where it is designated to. So yeah, pony beads for the eyes. You're also going to be needing some stuffing, only a little bit of stuffing since this isn't a very big design, so we're not going to need a lot of stuffing, just so that we can have some shape. So yeah, and lastly, we are going to be needing one color, our rubber bands. I'm going to be using one color all throughout, and I'm going to be using this pink, kind of a hot pink, from Rainbow Loom combo set. So yeah, I think these are the materials that we are going to be needing. And also, band count will be, sorry for that noise, band count will be in the description below. So yeah, that's all things that we're going to be needing, and without further ado, let's jump right into the tutorial. So before we start with making the whole body of our Loomigurumi Pig here, we are just going to attach these 2 pony beads. So let me zoom in. 2 pony beads to our band, since we are going to be stitching it to the body as we go. We are going to go to that part later. So what you're gonna do is just grab your 1 pony bead first, and you see a hole there. What you're gonna do next is grab your band and kind of pinch it and pull it through that hole of the pony bead. So we are pinching it so that it goes through the hole at ease. And we're just gonna repeat the same thing onto our next one. If you're using a safety, safety eyes, you can just leave this row and fast forward. But yeah, so now that we have attached our bands to our eyes, let's just put them aside for now, and we are officially going to start with our rows. Before we start though, let's just make the nose real quick. So this is what we're going to be making now, the nose. So what you're going to do is grab some bands. So we are going to start by doing a magic ring. Well, not a magic ring. We are going to chain 1. So first, you're just going to grab a band, put it to your hook, wrap once like so, and grab another band and slide the cap band onto that band. And I am pulling from this side because I have my bands here, so I'm just gonna put them up so that it's easier for me to grab them. That way I would not be blocking the view most of the time. So wait a minute, let me do it real quick here. But yeah, so once we have chained, what we're going to do is stitch 2 in this band on our hook. So what you're gonna do is grab one band, slide the chain in, reclaim the other end, and now you have something that looks like this. What you're gonna do now is you're going to pull this right band over this one on the left. So the right loop over the left loop. Oops. Be careful that it doesn't unravel. Again. You want to push this right loop over the one on the left, like so. If you have watched my mini Among Us tutorial or the Loomigurumi Squishmallow Cow by Giannas_Looms on my channel, this is the same thing. So again, after we do our first stitch, we want to go in again to that chain, the same chain where we did our first stitch, and we are just gonna stitch another band. Grab your hook and reclaim the other end. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. We want to push these 2 right ones over the one on the left. After that, we move on to our cap band here, which is this next guy, which is a circle. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be stitching 5. So this is 1, and we're just gonna do the same thing, stitching. It is 5. So that's the first one. This is our second, third, fourth, and fifth. After that, we're just gonna go back to our first chain here, and we are gonna chain 3. I mean, not chain 3, we're gonna stitch 3. So 1, go back in for your second one, 2, and 3. And there we go. After that, what we are gonna do now is we wanna go to our first stitch here, and we are just gonna grab one single band like so, and we are gonna save this one for later. So you can slip knot it, but not too tight, because we are gonna be attaching it to the face part by slipping this, by doing a slip knot. So save this. I'm just gonna make a super loose slip knot, and I'm gonna set this aside. If you were not able to catch up, if I was going too fast for you, just rewind or slow the video down. So now let's start with the actual body. Just set the nose aside for now. So what we're gonna do is, for our first row of the body, and also, by the way, what we are doing now is from the face part down to the back part. So like the body is all by one. We're not gonna do different sections. So the thing that we're only going to be attaching is the nose. So first thing that we are gonna do is a magic ring of 6 stitches. So if you do not know how to make a magic ring, I want you to pay attention. So grab your hook, then your band, put it onto your hook, and you want to wrap it twice on your hook. So that's 1, 2, creating 3 loops. Just make sure that you have 3 loops on your hook. Next, what we're gonna be doing is grab one band, pull this cap in onto that band, reclaim the other end. Now you have 2 loops, and just slide this right loop over the one on the left. And I'm sorry guys for the background noises. I apologize for that. Next, we're just gonna go back to our cap band, the 3 loops, and do the same thing. grab a band, pull through. Now 3 loops. You want to push the 2 right ones over the one on the left. And we're going to be doing the same thing until we have 6. So that's 2 already. This is my 3rd. Fourth. I really am very sorry for the background noises. 4. This is our 5th. And our 6th. To count your rows, they are basically the ones that are looking like a teardrop shape that's bigger. And what I mean by that is these stuff and not this one, because as you can see, it looks like a teardrop shape, but it is small and it is going upward. So the real stitches are going in a circular motion. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the one on your hook is 6. Now what you want to do is get your C-clip or stitch marker, and you just want to clip it to the band on your hook. So our next row, we are going to be attaching our eyes. So let's put our eyes here. Our next row is going to be an increase. So an increase is putting 2 stitches in each stitch, if you did not know. Again, I'm sorry for that cut. Too much noise. Now we are just going to do our next row. Again, increase, putting 2 stitches instead of 1 in each stitch. And here's another vehicle moving, passing by my room. Apologize for that. So let's do our increase. So again, as I said, we are going to be attaching our pony beads. Our pony beads will be on stitches 2 and 5. So for our first stitch here, we're just going to do a normal stitch. So that's 1 stitch and that 1 stitch. Go back to the same stitch and stitch another one, like so. What you're gonna do next is, so that was our first stitch with an increase. Now we are on to our second stitch. So again, we are gonna be increasing, but before we add our stitch, our pony bead, we're just going to do 1 stitch, like so. And after that, go back into the same stitch and then grab your band with your pony bead for your increase. And this is where the eye is gonna go. So stitches 3 and 4 will have a regular increase, and this one is gonna be so tight, so we have to be mindful and cautious with that later. So this is stitch number 4. It's just gonna do, it's just gonna be receiving an increase. Stitch number 5 is where our eye is gonna go, and for our first eye, we did our 1 band first and then the eye. This stitch number 5, our increase will start with having our eye band stitched first. So that's first, and then go back to the same stitch for increase. And for our stitch number 6, we are just gonna be doing a regular increase. Many vehicles passing by, like every time I film, but that's okay. If you're done with your increases, just take your C-clip off and put it to the new band that's on your hook. And this is how it should look so far. I know it looks weird, but trust me, it's part of the process, and we are gonna, progress soon, and everything will make sense and everything will look better. So for our next row, we want to do a single and an increase all the way around. And before we move around, let's just count our stitches first. Since we did an increase, we should have a total of 12 stitches. So let's count. So this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. It looks small. That's because the most of the band is occupied by our pony bead. So that's number 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This small one is 9. 10, 11, and the one on your hook is 12. So just go to your first stitch and stitch 1, and the next stitch will have 2, since we're doing an increase. So single increase all the way around. After this row, we are gonna end up with 18 stitches. Once you're done with your increase, go back to doing single, and then after your single, just increase. Single again, increase, single, increase, single, increase, single, and increase. We are gonna end up with an increase. After you are done with that, just take your C-clip off and put it to the new band that's on your hook. So let's count if we have 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And this is how it should look so far. So what we're gonna do, now that we did one row after our eyes, is just push the eyes in. If it's going back out, don't worry, we still have more rows, and then it will eventually get in. So our next few rows are going to be very repetitive. So what we are going to do is we are going to make 3 rows of single around. So what's that? It is just doing single stitches again and again for a total of 3 rows. So I'm just gonna grab 3 rubber bands here, and each band will mark each of the rows that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the first row with you, so you're gonna have to pause the video to make the other 2 rows. So let's do that. And after the row, we are still gonna be ending up with 18 stitches. So just grab your first band and make it as your mark right there. And after that, you're just gonna grab your bands from your pile of bands and not from here, since these 2 are gonna mark for our next 2 rows. That's how we are gonna do this part. And after our 3 rows, you have to come back to me, and we are gonna do our ears. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm not really sure if many of you guys wanted to make this, but you know, it's worth making, I guess. I think it's cute, and it's mini, it's tiny, it doesn't cost you way too many bands, it's band friendly. But yeah, if you've reached this part, I'm just gonna say this, you can comment below, you know, design ideas that you want me to make for the future, because honestly, I have ideas listed for designs, but I need more suggestions, so you guys can help me out. So I'm on to my second to the last stitch and the last stitch. So what you're gonna do is, after you're done with your rows, take your C-clip off, put it to the new band that's on your hook. What you're gonna do now is let's count how many stitches we have to make sure that we're on the right track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So do the last 2 rows on your own. I'm gonna pause the video too and come back to me when you're done. See ya. Hey guys, so I'm back, and as you can see, I've done my additional 2 rows. If you have to, this is how your piece should be looking so far now. If your eyes are still looking like this, just push them. So what we're gonna do now is add on our nose first. So we wanna add our nose. So what we're gonna do before that, let's just take our C-clip off. Not take our C-clip off. Take our hook off from this last band, and we are just gonna clip this C-clip to the first stitch. Like so. And make sure your C-clip is on top, or because that's how we are going to that's going to be the basis for where we are going to be adding the nose. So this is where the nose is going to go. So just plot it like so. What you're going to do is make sure that your slip knot of your nose is facing to the left side, and then you're just going to put it like that. Put it near the face where you want it to be, and then after you do that, just grab a loop from your face and then unravel. I'm sorry for the background noise. Hey guys, I'm sorry for that cut. Too much noise. Anyway, once you have picked a spot where you want to put this slip knot first, you just want to unravel this very carefully and slip knot it. Slip knot it to that loop, and you're just going to hide that slip knot tail at the back. What you're going to do next is slip knot this to the other side. So I moved my first slip stitch to the bottom part of where I added the eyes. So I'm going to do that parallel to this side too. So just pick this loop anywhere and grab at the stitch that is near to that loop from your nose piece. Grab one band and just slip knot. After you slip knot, just put it back. And what you're going to do now is just hide this tail inside some stitches of your face. After we do this, we are just going to do our ears. And after our ears, we are going to proceed to our body, and then closing it, and then adding our arms and legs and the tail. So right now I'm just fixing my nose, making it look how I want it to be. So do that too and come back to me when you're done with your nose situation. Hey guys, I'm back, and I did some wobbling with my nose and I finally got it to how I want it to be. I think that looks fairly cute already. And I hope that you've attached your nose the way you like it, however you like. Now let's make our ears. So what we're gonna do is let's count 3 rows from your eyes. So this is 1 row. So they are the vertical lines. These stuff, those are the rows. So this is 1, and let's go up. So that's 2. and this is 3. And we want to insert our hook to that loop. And what we're going to do is just stitch 3 going up. So that's 1, 2, 3, just straight following the next loop of the other, like so. And make sure that your first loop is up, is leveled to your top eye, like so. Once you've stitched 3, you want to flip your piece going back, like so, and you want to stitch 3. So this is 1, 2, and we want to include this slip stitch here. Not really sure if you can see that, but our slip stitch here. And that's going to be our 3rd stitch. Now we want to turn it back in, facing with a face facing us, and we want to do stitch and decrease. So stitch, and if you do not know what a decrease is, it is stitching 2 stitches together. So what I do is I grab the front loop of the first stitch that I'm going to be decreasing on, and the back loop of the second stitch that I'm going to be decreasing on, and I stitch like normal. After that, you're just going to flip your piece at 1 more time and end up with a decrease. So that's basically how we are going to do our ear. We're going to do the same thing to our other one. After that, we're just going to hide or stitch, well, not really stitch, but hide the tail inside the loops of our ear and kind of pinch it so that it goes forward like so. So that is one ear done. Let's do our other ear. So again, 3 stitches from your eyes, or if you want to, just align it to your other ear. So let's count 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. 3 rows, and insert your hook to that loop above, just above the eye from the 3rd row, counting, and stitch 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Just the head part, basically. Just want to count 3 stitches before 3 rows up, and then you're gonna start stitching. Oops. Again, 1, 2, and then 3, and stitching up. The first stitch has to be aligned to the top part of the eye, and stitch 3. After you stitch 3, just turn it back facing you, like so, and stitch 3. If I'm going way too fast, just try to slow the video down, if that helps. And we're going to include our slip stitch here. So our slip stitch will act as our 3rd stitch. So then turn it going back and stitch decrease, stitch and decrease, front loop of the first stitch, back loop of the second, and stitch together, and face front and decrease. Grab a band, pull through everything on your hook, and slip stitch, slip knot I mean, and you're just gonna make your way to hide this slip knot into the back stitches of your ear and pinch, and that is how you do the ear. Now let's continue with the body. So now let's proceed with our body. Let's just unclip the C-clip from the first stitch, put it to our hook. So what we are going to do now is something that is repetitive. We will once again have to do a couple of rows of just single around for a total of 4 rows. So we're going to do 4 rows of single around, and still we are going to end up with 18 stitches. And after that, we can start decreasing the body adding the tail and then adding our arms and legs, or just the legs, because I'm not really sure if pigs have arms, if you consider those four stuff on there like below the body. I think they're all called legs. Anyway, let's proceed with our 4 rows of single. I'm gonna do the first row with you guys, so you're gonna have to pause the video and make the other 3 rows on your own and come back to me when you're done with that, and we'll see each other from then. So just a single round. I hope that, you know, I'm understood so far. Hope no one's having a hard time following my instructions, what I'm saying. Sorry for that background noises. Some kid is dribbling the ball. I don't want to cut, so apologize for that. So yes, how's everybody? Hope everybody's doing great. Is everybody out of school now? You having your summer breaks, summer vacations? Have you planned what you're gonna do for the summer, for the vacation, for the break? So many kids, so many loud kids, like very tiny people, but so loud, no voices. Anyway, after you are done with your row, just count if you have 18 and do the 3 rows on your own and come back to me when you're done. See ya! Hey guys, I'm back and I did my additional 3 rows of single, and this is how my piece looks like, and hopefully this is how yours looks like too. Before we proceed to our next row, now that we are done with our 4 single rows, we are just going to stitch our arms and legs to the body of our pig. So take your C-clip off for now and clip it to the stitch next to it. So we are going to be working with the bottom part of our body. I'm just going to zoom out a bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to be attaching our legs to 4 sides. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do 2, so for the arms, and you're just going to do the legs on your own. So first, let's just go to where we want to add our first leg first. So I'm adding it to 2 rows, and then 2 rows from the nose, so that's 1 and 2, and I'm gonna stitch my first stitch for the arm. We're gonna stitch 3 going in a circular motion, so that's 1 and 2 and 3. Don't forget circular motion, like so. After that, we are gonna stitch 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, including the slip stitch. So that's 1. You should count with me. 1, and then 2, and then 3, and 4. After that, we are just gonna go to 1 stitch and basically just slip knot. After we do our slip knot, we're just gonna hide this in the body. So pull it in the body, and this is how it should look like. What you're gonna do is try to pinch it, so push it, and this is how it should look like, the final arms. So let's do our other arm. Again, 3 stitches going in a circular motion. It's 1, 2, and 3. I again, 3 stitches going in a circular motion. And after this, we are going to do 4 stitches, including the slip stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. So let's just count as we go around with our 4 stitches. I'm really sorry for the background noises. So this is stitch 1. And 2. Really apologizing for all the background noises, you guys. 3 and 4. And then just go to 1 stitch anywhere and slip stitch. And then hide the slip stitch, slip knot, and then after that you just push the arm piece, and this is how it should look like now. So adorable. So we're gonna do the same thing twice onto the bottom part of our arms here in this area. Just count one row, and then you start to stitch 3 onto the next. So 3, 3, and do the same thing. And come back to me when you're done, and let's close our pig off. See ya. Hey guys, I'm back, and I did my legs off camera. I hope you are too, now that you resumed the video. So this is how my 4 legs, or arms and legs, look like. Hope this is how yours too. I think it looks cuter this way than this way. Anyway, now let's just proceed. So just unclip your C-clip, put it to your hook. Now what we're gonna do is single and decrease all the way around, and we're gonna end up with 12 stitches, and we are going to be stuffing this guy after we do this row. So do your single decrease stitch around, single and decrease all the way around, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, decrease, single, and you're gonna end with a decrease. After that, take your C-clip off and put the new bands on your hook, and you kind of want to move this part to your body of the hook, because since we are stuffing it, so just grab some stuffing and start stuffing your pig. Give it the shape you want. So just put your stuffing in. Putting stuffing on the face, making sure that it, gives it some shape. That is so cute. My goodness. This pig is adorable. Love this guy. But yeah, keep stuffing the way you like it. After this, we're just gonna close this. After we stuff, I'm gonna close our peg and add the tail and do some finishing touches, and we are done. So now let's just decrease everything until we have no hole. We are almost done. So that's great. Hope you guys like this design. I hope that you love this design. That's all I want. That's all I want to achieve for, my friends and followers to appreciate my designs. to like my designs and to appreciate the work that I put. So I took my C cup off because it's the last decrease that I did. So what you're gonna do now is make your last decrease after you're done decreasing all, and just slip knot basically. And you're just gonna hide the slip knot tail in like so, and we are done. So now let's just add our tail. For that tail, it is just a double chain of 1. So like this. We're gonna need 3 bands for the tail. Grab 1 band, wrap it once on your hook, grab both loops, wrap it again, grab another band, wrap it once on your hook, and you want to get a hold of those and pull this half band or the band that's on your hook to that band, to that loop, and reclaim the other end, put your hook, then grab 1 single band and just slide all of these to it. And we're just going to attach it to the back part of the pig here. Attach it wherever you want, and just slip knot. So slip knot. After you're done slip knotting, just hide it in and fix until you're pleased. So that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching and following along making this Loomigurumi pig. I hope your pigs turned out great. If you make one, don't forget to post it on either, the social media platforms and tag me. Hopefully I'm gonna have my social media links below in the description box, and use the hashtag #OlympusTheLoomer so I can see it right away that way. I hope you liked it. Give it a big thumbs up if you want more. Subscribe too to keep updated of my future posts, and comment what you guys think on today's tutorial. This has been Olympus the Loomer, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! I love y'all!